What is up, everyone? It's Gage here, and once again, we're at the piano. This has been like kind of a piano. I just love it, man. It's a good release and a good way to put your emotion to something. A way you can put your emotion in something that can help kind of release it. And it's a lot of energy being sent out, so it's great. Right now, it's raining, so there's a whole piano vibe to it. You gotta love it. But just making a video, just want to talk to you guys for a minute, make a bit of a quick video, maybe not as long as before, but more I learn, more I go for life, the more I learn. Even for relationships, people, and this is a difference because sometimes we talk where we're at in life to someone that is just on a different part of their journey and just not really a lot like a hierarchy type of thing, but more of like speaking to where they're at, how far they're able to go depth wise. It's good to challenge people, especially if it would help them, but it's good to also speak to where they're at currently, and that's more I learn, and it's a great lesson I take with me. It's not an ego sense, but more of like understanding just where they're at and only giving advice when it's really asked. That's something I always continuously work on, because I want to help people, but sometimes you got to decipher people that want help and people that are just not asking for it or want it. So that's something I learned. I always remind myself, and especially these last couple of years, I've learned greatly with. Because even and you guys speak on what you can speak on. For me, there's a lot of things I can speak on, but some things I cannot. Like financially, I couldn't speak on that. I'm barely hanging on by my thread right now. It's something I'm working on currently, and that's something I couldn't speak on. Be different if it was like health wise or which I do have some experience on. It's just taking actions is the important thing with that, and obviously autism, because I have a lot of experience with that. There's just things I could talk about, but it's kind of like not to be rude, because everyone's on a journey, but it's like a person that's unhealthy and overweight trying to give advice to somebody because they're a doctor. They're this person that's overweight and not the healthiest is a doctor trying to give advice to someone on health. It just doesn't really compute, and it's not someone you're going to take very seriously because obviously it doesn't reflect. And I think it's looking at it like that, and that's things I remind myself as well. It's all good lessons. It's all good reminders and lessons. And playing music, and these are great ways of release, and it's a good way. You don't have to sing about anything, you just play, and I don't even play specifically anything. I just play tenor tones. I listen to the lighter tones and the deeper tones and go with what is more of a vibe, like going for lighter tone like this. You get to feel it, you get to put your heart and everything you're feeling into it. That's why I love it. But yeah, guys, I hope you're having a beautiful day, and I'm grateful every day to be able to just talk and just get my thoughts out there, because that's what I've been thinking about, because I have relationships that people I'm close to, but we're just on different parts of our journey. But, just speaking to where they're at in life, it's not dissecting yourself, like not being your true self, but also just having that awareness. But anyway, I love you guys, and have a beautiful day.